Let's get started. Watched the news today, and I just wanted to throw up. Liberal Democrats, liberal Democrats. You see how enthusiastic I am about that? I have to tell you guys something, you liberal Democrats. You might not know this, but it's about the election. You lost. It's over. It's been over. You're morons. Ugh, disgusting. So, what I found really disgusting in the news was how everybody's bashing, well, liberal Democrats, bashing Trump. I think it's really terrible. I really do. And I want to have something to say about it. Is that all you could do? You retarded. Oh, I'm sorry, that was politically incorrect. You mentally challenged liberal Democrats. Really? You go on and you're bashing Trump because of what he did with Carrier? Wasn't that a positive thing? Isn't that why Democrats got voted out of office? Because they're so stupid and they've offended normal Americans that have half a brain, and they finally said, we've had enough of this crap and we voted you out, and you can't take it because you just can't take it. But you're morons and you're out. Like I said, the election's over, you're out. So now you have to act like idiots and you have to demean President-elect Trump, who did something. Didn't he do something positive? Wasn't that positive? I mean, I don't care how he did it. I don't care who he talked to at Carrier. I don't care if he negotiated the Carrier deal with the president of Carrier's nephew that's 11 years old. I don't give a crap. He got it done. And from what I understand, 1,100 people got jobs or kept their jobs. Those are Americans, by the way. And that's a good thing, isn't it? It's a step in the right direction. It's positive that those jobs didn't go elsewhere. It's positive that those families, 1,100 of them, have their jobs. I mean, who cares if it's 2 people? 3. They're Americans. And it's a positive thing he did. And guess what? If you haven't realized this, y'all morons, Trump's not even the president yet. He hasn't even been inaugurated. I mean, are you stupid? And this guy's working, and he's working for you. It's just sad. So he did that, and you can't stand the idea that he did. So it's like, well, you know, he didn't do this, and he didn't do that, and so what with the Carrier? How disgusting. Oh, hey, I got an idea, all you moronic liberal Democrats. Why don't you talk about all the attributes of our soon-to-not-be president, President Obama? Let's talk about when he went to Cuba and he sat at the baseball game. What a communist leader! Maybe we could talk about that. Do you remember that, or you didn't see that? Oh, okay. Let's talk about how he had the State of the Union the same day that 11 of our naval soldiers were captured. And he didn't mention that. That was nice, wasn't he? Very patriotic. Wow! Remember that? Or you don't remember that? Let me remind you of that. Let's talk about the money. Let's talk about all the cash that went over on the plane to Iran at 2 in the morning or whatever it was. What was that? Was that negotiating with pretty much terrorists and buying hostages back? What was that exactly? Was it, hello? Did anybody realize what that was? Hello? Oh, I'm sorry. Did you forget about that? You liberal Democrats who y'all said, if Trump wins, I'm leaving the country. Bye! Bye-bye! I'm sure there's a bus leaving any city, baby. Get right to the airport and get your ass to Cuba. Maybe you like it better there, you morons. Oh, it's aggravating. Let's not stop there. I don't want to really get too crazy with the press. Even though we don't. Well, one more thing. I'm sorry. One more thing. One more thing. Why don't we talk about when soon to not be President Obama took office and we were $9 trillion in debt? And he had said, that is completely unacceptable. Oh, yeah, it was. And now we're 20, 21, 22, 23, who knows? Okay, you math majors, you liberal Democrat math majors, let me see. 9, now 20 or 21 or 2 or 3. That's more, right? Yeah, that's more. So how good are we doing? Evidently, we're not doing too good, huh? Oof. Okay, well, let's move on a little bit. You know what I think we should do? I think we should go to Hillary's attributes. I think all you liberal Democrats, all you movie stars that got all kinds of scratch that you don't care because your common working class guy is starving, trying to make a living, and you're sitting there on your fat asses eating ho-hos. Whoopi Goldberg. Like we care about what you think, right? I'll Trump this and Trump that. You know what? Hey, Whoopi, you might have been something in the day, baby, but right now nobody wants to hear you because you got nothing to say. I don't even know how they put you on TV. I used to like you. That aggravates me. Well, whatever. Move on. Oh, well, no, wait, don't move on. Whoopi and the rest of you. Why don't we talk about Hillary's attributes? Let's talk about Benghazi. Boy, there was lives lost there, huh? That's nothing. Don't worry about that. So a few people got killed. So what? On her watch. Oh, can we talk about that? Can we talk about all the things she did as Secretary of State, which were none? Zero. Okay? Let's talk about the Clinton Foundation. Wow. How corrupt is that? Let's talk about lying to the FBI. Let's talk about lying under oath. Oh, my goodness. Last time I looked, wasn't that against the law? Didn't that, with just about any citizen, wasn't jail time a possibility for that? No, because it was Hillary. Why don't you talk about that, you bleeding jerk liberal Democrats? Instead of trying to demean our president-to-be, who's trying to help the country. Or haven't you figured that out? No, you haven't figured that out. That's why I'm trying to tell you, you morons. Wow, it's really a shame. You know, back to Hillary. You know what the demise of Hillary was? When she said the implorable gig, a basket of implorables or whatever. You know who she touched on there? That was your big mistake, Hillary, by the way. She touched on your common middle-class Americans that said, we ain't putting up with this shit anymore. And then they voted against her. They voted her out. The people that said, we have had enough, baby, including myself. So you haven't learned anything from that, have you, you moronic liberal Democrat followers of your defunct leader? You haven't learned anything, have you? Because you're still mocking people like Trumpsky do, who's trying to do something good for the country and good for the people of America and good for the working class and the people that have their head in the mud because of the last 8 years. Just don't got that figured out yet, huh? You know what you like? You're like the guy in the old cowboy western that's in quicksand. Help, I'm in the quicksand. I'm in the quicksand. And the harder you try to get out, the deeper you sink. And that's you morons. You keep putting your foot in your mouth and keep saying stupid crap and keep demeaning America, basically. And you just keep sinking further into the abyss. It's a shame, isn't it? And you know what's going to happen? America is going to rise again. I really believe this, and it's going to be great. We're going to do things the right way. You know why? Because we're going to respect where we live, and we're going to vault forward and become the leaders. And become the leaders again in the world. And we're going to show where the real power is. And you know where the real power is? It doesn't have anything to do with military, even though we will rebuild our military. The real power is here. The real power is knowledge. The real power is fairness. The real power is doing the right thing. That's what people follow. You know why? Because good always prevails over evil. The cream always rises to the top. Doesn't usually the best NFL team always to the top? The best baseball team to the top? The best basketball team to the top? You know, the really good always seems to rise to the top. So why would it be any different when you believe in the American dream and you do the right thing and you treat people the right way and you all have a common goal? Won't you go to the top? And when that happens, and it's going to happen fast, I figure with Trump it's going to happen in the first couple of years. You're going to see big differences. You're already seeing a difference with Carrier, which we talked about earlier, even though you morons got to fight against it. It was a positive thing, and again, he's not even in office yet. What the hell's that guy? Can't you even give the guy credit for going, man, the guy's trying to do something positive? I mean, he's not even in office yet. He could be sitting at home having a piece of pizza, for crying out loud, doing zilch. But he's working. And I like that, baby, because he's working for me. Because I'm Trump's boss. And so are you, and you, and you, and you. Because remember what that is? He's a public servant. We elect him in. He works for us. And that's the message that he's given us too. He says, hey, we're going to do it together. And the beauty is he's right. And I'm loving that part. Anyhow, back to this. We're going to do it, and we're going to do it fast. First couple of years, you're going to see big things. Third year, fourth year, we're going to rock and roll. We're going to be back on top again. And it's going to be good. And hopefully every American will prosper. Even you liberal Democrats, you'll prosper too. That's the unfortunate part, but you will. Unless you're in Cuba, which would be really good. Anyhow, and at that time, I believe, just because of the way you are, you'll probably go, we were lucky. If that didn't happen, and that didn't happen, and Venus didn't align with Mars and Jupiter, and we'd have never got out of debt as a country. You know, you'll probably do some stupid crap like that. But you know what? You're not fooling anybody. That's fact. And everyone that voted your lame asses out will remember how lame you were then, and remember how lame you'll be when we climb to the top again. But, being good citizens that we are, voting for Donald Trump and looking for change and looking to make America great again, we have enough pride and dignity and schmaltz to say, okay, get on board. You're with us, baby. America's going to be great again. We're on the Trump train. Let's rock and roll. And we'll let you on the train instead of throwing you off like we should because of what you did while we were scratching and trying to get there. How bad you were trying to make it so we couldn't. It's a shame. You should be ashamed of yourself too. Take a look. Take a look at what you stand for and take a look at what's happening. And then you'll come up with the right thing. Couldn't even bear to watch the news today. But I will. I'll watch it again. And when crap like this comes up, I'll let you know what's happening. Not that you care anything about what I have to say. I'm venting. I'm an American. It's my right. And I love it. It's better than having anxiety. I mean, you know, who wants to go see a shrink? You put on Xanax or something. Anybody? I think I know. I mean, you know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, well, that's a whole nother segment, isn't it? Isn't it? Hang in there, baby. And you liberal Democrats, do me a favor. Go to sleep for about 10 years. Ugh. Later.